Hey guys, so today we are going to be looking at text features and graphic features. And our objectives for today are I can identify text features and graphic features. I can analyze and explain the author's purpose for using text features and graphic features. So you're probably wondering, what are text features? This is a great chart that you will be able to get back to and look at, and that you'll be using throughout today. And then as we are reading, you can always refer back to this to help you understand what text and graphic features are. So text features present important parts of the story in a different way. So it may be as part of the punctuation. So the ellipsis, the em dash, and colons indicate important text features will follow after that. You might have parentheses that also help you to know that important information is coming. Some other kinds of type, so when we type on the computer, can show emphasis or indicate a title. Some of those things are boldface, capital letters, italics where the words are slanted, large print, small print, and then the colors can also help you to see that it is an important part. Graphic features are visual, so things that you can see, such as illustrations, diagrams, maps, speech bubbles that help explain ideas in the text. So you have a couple examples of the text graphic features below. So what we're going to be doing today, how we know we're going to be successful, is we're going to be using the anchor chart to locate text features and graphic features. We're going to reread that part of the text or study that graphic feature and make noticings. And then we're going to be thinking to ourselves, how did this help the story? So how did this help the story? On this page, you can see a couple pages from our Scaredy Cat or Scaredy Squirrel story, and these are graphic organizers. He made a list, and these lists include advantages of never leaving the nut tree and disadvantages of never leaving the nut tree. And so on his list, he has some some dashes right here to show you that these are all different ideas. So one idea is a great view. Another one is there are plenty of nuts, safe place, and no spiders, poison ivy, Martians, bugs, or germs, or sharks. So those are some advantages. It made a list easier to look at and understand. Some disadvantages of never leaving the nut tree: same old view, same old nuts, same old place. So again, there are those little dashes that tell you this is going to be a list and how it can work. So these are on page 82 and 83 in your book, and I noticed the list. The green list tells advantages or good things about never leaving the tree. The orange list tells me disadvantages or bad things about staying in the nut tree. I noticed that there are more good reasons to stay in the tree, so his list is longer for the advantages. I think the author put these lists here to help us understand why Scaredy Squirrel feels safer in his nut tree. By making a list, it's easier to understand, and we know why he wants to stay there. All right, so on this page, it's the bottom of a page, and I had to break up my images a little bit so I could get everything on the page. But this is showing me the days of the week. So his tree house, or his nut tree, where he stays on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So all of these days, it is showing his nut tree. So in Scaredy Squirrel's nut tree, every day is the same. Everything is predictable. So as I'm looking at this is on the bottom of page 84 and 85. I see 7 trees labeled with the days of the week. An arrow is pointing to Scaredy in the tree each day. I notice that the tree looks the same each day, and I noticed that Scaredy is always up in the tree. So I think the author put this graphic feature, because this is an illustration, it's a graphic feature, here to show me that Scaredy's life is predictable. Scaredy likes his life to be under control. He doesn't like surprises or for things to be different. So his nut tree looks the same on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And he's always in the tree. Maybe he's in a different spot, but he is always up in that tree. All right, so looking at this one, I can see some text features that the author is using. Now remember, text features are just like what the word said, is text. So not necessarily the illustration, but what do we see in the text? So one thing that I see is that the author used capital letters and large text for the word but and did right here. And I'm going to think to myself, well, why did he use those large type and the capital letter? And I think it's because he wanted us to know an important change in the ideas about Scaredy Squirrel, and that he is really prepared if something does go wrong. So if we read the text, it says, but I kind of read it a little bit louder. Let's just say, for example, that something unexpected did happen. You can rest assured that this squirrel is prepared. So it's emphasizing that even though he's pretty sure he's going to be safe, he does indeed have another plan. All right, so looking at this page, it is page 87, and I'm looking at this and I can see, first of all, the graphic, the image in the middle. But we're going to skip that because I want to look what text features the author used on this page. And one of the things that I do see is the word emergency and consult are in blue, because we know those are important words in that it's going to give us the definition at the bottom. So the author was kind of thinking, well, maybe they won't know what this word means, and it's giving us a little clue about it. I also see right here at the bottom, it's hard to tell, but there are parentheses. So step 6 says exit tree, and then it says in parentheses, if there is absolutely, definitely, truly no other option. So the author added this a little bit to help me to know what Scaredy is thinking. It is an idea, an added idea to his plan. So, you know, he really last step would want to exit the tree, but you really have to make sure that that's absolutely going to have to happen. Like there's no other way that we can avoid it. So going to the same page and looking at the graphic feature, the image. So on this page, page 87, I see an illustration. I notice Scaredy Squirrel is wearing all of the items from his emergency kit. I think the author added this image to help me know what Scaredy Squirrel would look like when he gets to step 4, which is to put on the kit. So this image is helping me to understand a little bit more about what he would look like in case of an emergency. He seems like he has a lot of crazy stuff going on. All right, you guys, for your you-do, are going to scan through pages 88 and through 98 in your My Book. This is just the rest of the text. And in here, I want you to identify 2 places where the author uses the text features, so these bold words or some punctuation. And then identify 2 graphic features, so an illustration, a diagram, a map, or speech bubbles. And then I want you to be thinking to yourself, why did the author include those features? What does the author want me to know from those features? And you're going to be answering those questions on your next page. Now, on this page, you've got 2 questions. Question 1 is in blue. Question 2 is in red. When you answer question 1, it's going to be in a speech tool, and you're going to have to answer 1 and 2 together. So you might change the font on your text box to blue for question 1, and you might change it to red for question 2. in the same text box. So question 1 says, identify one text feature and write a response in the journal box or the text box. So this could be your guideline for writing your response for the text features. So you're going to tell me what page you see it on, what is it that you see, what do you notice about it, and then think about why did the author add this and how does it help us. You are going to do, for question 2, identify one graphic feature. So this is down here. It is the visuals, like the illustrations, the diagrams, the map. And you're going to do the same thing. What page did you see it on? What exactly did you see? What did you notice? And then think, why did the author add this and how is it going to help us? Your second activity is to look at page 82 and 83 in your My Book, and you're going to describe in a Flipgrid what are some advantages of staying in the nut tree and what are some disadvantages of staying in the nut tree. Then you're going to tell me, are you more like Scaredy Cat or Scaredy Squirrel in the beginning of the story or more like him at the end of the story, and then tell me why. Please don't just read from the book. I don't want you to just to read the list. I want you to give me a little bit more information about it. So what are some advantages? Why would that be an advantage? And once you complete that, you are done for the day.